back. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday, and we have got a great show tonight.
A lot of people.
A lot of people coming on. It's just gonna be so much fun. So much fun, so much information, and for a good cause. So you guys stay watching, stay tuned, and just, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It is gonna be a lot of fun. We want to go over last week's show. It was so fun having Serenity on with us, wasn't it?
I like Serenity. She's so sweet. She's so much fun. Oh my gosh.
I know she is. She's a lot of fun.
She is.
But you had such a funny thing happen too.
Oh man.
It was. We had everybody in chat, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, there's an alien behind Serenity."
Right? Yeah. So, Jiggy.
Yeah.
Jiggy pulled it out. His like, I thought I was going crazy, and then I seen it, and then Kim seen it. He's like, "Oh crap!"
I know, and we actually took a screenshot of it, and we posted it everywhere because it's just the coolest thing.
It is the coolest thing. When Kim and Jiggy both swear it moved, I got a ton of messages saying, "What do you think it really is?" I'm like, "Well, it looks like a gray to me. I don't know. I didn't see it move because we're so far away from the screen, but I trust Kim, I trust Jiggy, and they said it moved. So
they said it moved.
We still got to go over the footage screen by screen, frame by frame. But
yep, and we will.
Right, you never know who's going to pop appearance on the Worldwide Paranormal Network. You never know who's just going to appear. And it was World UFO Day.
I know.
Nonetheless.
That was really awesome. I mean, how often does that happen?
I didn't know
on World UFO Day.
I didn't know there was one until that day, until the second, and then a gray shows up.
That was cool.
What do we do?
I don't know. But anyways, that was really cool.
It was really cool, and it only happens here.
Only happens on WWPN?
That's right.
But we're going to go ahead and introduce our guests. We have Susan Bell on with us today, and she is putting on an event, Beyond Expo, in Las Vegas in October. And it's for a really, really good cause. It's a fundraiser to help fund a college for special needs people.
That's really awesome.
I know. We don't have one here in the U.S., so it's so needed. Not that I know of either, but it's so needed.
Well, it is needed because, people with autism and things like that, we've talked about this before.
Right,
they think outside the box, and they think differently, and they need to be appreciated and their strengths be put to use.
Right. Well, and for them, too, so that they have confidence in themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you just can't sweep people under the rug. I don't care who they are.
Right. It can't happen. And I'm glad that this cause is, coming forward.
Absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to welcome Susan with us. Susan, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so pleased that you're having us on, and it just makes us feel so good that you guys understand our cause and you're on target. You know that there is a need, and we did a lot of research, and there are no schools, residential schools, that are dedicated to the special needs. So we went outside the box, and we started searching worldwide, and we actually found several in the United Kingdom, England, Great Britain, whatever you want to call it. The particular school that we zeroed in on is called Derwent College.
Oh, yeah.
And it is just an amazing school. It was founded in 1927 by actually a royal dame, and this college has been going since that time. We are so far behind, and it's just incredible. If anybody wants to go and actually look at the college, it's www.derwen, it's derwen.ac.uk. Also, they're on Facebook.
Oh.
Yes, they are.
Everybody has a Facebook page nowadays.
Everybody. So go on and like them on Facebook, and you'll just be amazed at everything. They even have a radio studio. They have a television studio. They have an art gallery for their artists, and they actually retail the artist's work. They have a complete cafeteria and kitchen. They do culinary arts. We plan on doing going further and teaching photography and maybe a video camera.
Yeah.
We'd also like to do a lot of the animal spirit therapy. So we want to have animals, particularly horses.
Right.
Because autistic and Down syndrome are, they just have this closeness with animals. With dogs, with horses, that kind of thing.
Dolphins.
Yeah, anything.
Yes.
You should definitely get an aquarium with a dolphin.
Or 2.
Well, we actually hope to be near the ocean so that we can do some of those things in the ocean.
Oh, perfect.
As well.
Right.
And also, we want to include in that a training center for those who, a residential training center for those that want to be a part of the Special Olympics. And one of the guys that is going to help us with that, you'll meet a little bit later on in the show, and he was 2 times Mr. Australia. So we just have the best group of people working with us, and we're just so excited that you asked us to be on the show tonight.
Well, we're really happy to have
I'm
you.
excited.
I'm so excited about this because, like, you know, we talked about this. Everybody knows somebody who has some special needs.
Right.
And it's just amazing to me to see how their brains work differently. And that's really all it is just
Right.
the brain function. And some people that we consider needing special needs and
Right.
all that stuff, there's certain parts of their brains that just work phenomenal and
Oh, yeah.
well above average.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good to take those skills and their strengths and just magnify them and show what they have. I think it's
Right.
wonderful.
Well, how many greats were autistic?
I know. Well, yeah, a
You know?
ton.
Well, we wouldn't have a light bulb without it. You know?
Exactly.
We wouldn't have, Albert Einstein
Mhm.
was autistic. He didn't pass the 6th grade, I think.
Right. One of my favorite authors is dyslexic.
Right. It just,
I'm dyslexic as well.
And you're
I am.
phenomenal, so it's, you know.
You're sweet. Well, our Skylar is like a video genius.
Mm.
I mean, I'm telling you, you give him a video, and he will not stop until he masters it.
Wonderful.
wow.
And so they just and with animals,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, animals come to him.
Aw.
It's just truly amazing. And on one of the shows that we did, it was kind of special because we were talking about, actually it was on Kelly's show, we were talking about, special needs and what came up, and I really had not put it in this term, but that people with special needs, autism, Down syndrome, a lot of those are pure.
Right.
right.
They're not jaded by society. They're not preconditioned. They just live life to the fullest extent, and they do the things. They kind of march to a different drummer.
Right.
And we want to label it something that maybe it's not. They have so much to give this world,
Absolutely.
and they're just. It's like once they turn 18, put them on disability and forget about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
No.
We don't want to do that. We want them to be able not only to give to us of their great talents, but also to make their lives much, much more comfortable for them.
Right.
People aren't staring at them like they're from an alien country
Right.
or something.
Right. Although we do love aliens.
We do love aliens.
We are Worldwide Paranormal Network.
Well, I have I have a neurosurgeon, and he's autistic.
Mhm.
He's high functioning autistic, but most people that work in my spinal specialist, he's autistic.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
crazy.
they come up with things that normal people don't.
Well, that's because the average
they think differently.
Yeah,
and
they
it's phenomenal.
Above average, right?
It's above average, exactly.
Right. So I'm just really excited about this, and everybody out there is probably asking, okay, well, why is this on Worldwide Paranormal Network? Because this is not paranormal. I know some people that are autistic, that are
Right.
Down syndrome, that
Right.
have the ability to see spirits. First of all,
Yeah.
Yes.
second of all, there's going to be this huge event, like a Paracon,
Mm-hmm.
out in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel and Casino Event Center in October with a lot of great guests. Right, Susan?
Oh, absolutely. And it's all about paranormals. Wait till you guys hear about the seminars we're doing, the videos that are going to be shown of different hauntings that have been done. We have the incredible Bill Bean. We have Kelly and the Raw. Psychic Mike Loop, who is going to be doing 2 seances at the events at midnight on Thursday and Friday night. And Dawn Short, she's one of the things, she's a shaman. And so it's just a complete show that is dedicated to the paranormal community. And we're really talking about real psychics and real mediums. And I can tell you guys, stories of things that have happened that they have told me, and they've all come to pass.
Yeah.
And it's just phenomenal. And I told Cammie about our family. My family is very gifted as well, in that we call ourselves dreamers. And so, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we'll have dreams during that twilight time. Sometimes it's showing us what's going to happen in the future, and then sometimes we can see things and we know that there's a way to prevent what's going to happen. And usually it's about our own family. A lot of times I dream about things, but I don't know who the people are, so I don't know how to help them.
I know. What do you do then?
You're like, well, throw it on their
person
Facebook.
out there. I know. I had a dream of so and so. This is what they look like. So if it's you, contact me, and I'll tell you what I dreamt.
And so that's why when we were deciding on a fundraiser, it was like, let's truly bring the paranormal community together. I'm not talking about horror shows or anything like that, although we do welcome them.
Absolutely.
I love them, so we welcome them. But I'm talking about putting together a group of psychics and mediums and just teachers and healers and all of, everything that encompasses the paranormal world. Putting them together, we're doing group panels. And in these group panels, there's going to be a lot of discussions because everybody does things differently.
Right.
And seminars on auras, and we even have one, guys, for kids. So psychic kids or kids psychic. This is going to be a total seminar that is just dedicated to kids, because kids who are gifted have no idea what's going on.
Right, or even what to do with it.
Yeah.
What to do, and they feel so alone because when I was growing up, we didn't tell anybody.
Right.
Because we were so afraid that they would think we were nuts. And so we really didn't tell anybody. But now, thank goodness, I have to give a lot of credit to Ghost Adventures, because they have brought a lot to the forefront. Even though they're not really psychics themselves or mediums or any of those things, they have brought into light that there are other entities out there. Maybe everybody can't see them, but they're still there.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that are bringing it forward. I mean, you can go online and find show after show on YouTube,
look at Psychic Kids
radio
itself,
stations, anything like that that's now coming forward in the paranormal and showing their stuff and just investigating all these other places as well. I mean, it's just been paved by, the greats of the paranormal community, I guess.
Yeah, it's, now there are more shows being dedicated to it, even though they're reality, and some of them I kind of question, but, there are so many people out there that are so truly, truly gifted, and they aren't being heard, or people don't believe in them. Well, everybody's entitled to their belief. But I kind of, if you go into biblical times, there is an afterlife. Maybe we, don't understand totally what that afterlife is. But I don't know about anybody else, but I sure hope that our soul lives on, and that, there's another realm out there, and, it's different maybe. So I'm finding that there's so much controversy within the community, and I'm actually inviting people who are controversial. And one of those, Cammie and I told you about him, is Michael Boatwright. He's not going to be with us tonight because he's actually editing some of his work. But he's going to be doing our ghost haunting out at Cathedral Canyon.
Yeah.
And he will be leading that. His company is called The Other Sides, and it's SIDEZ, The Other Sides. And so he's very controversial. Most of his things are biblically based, and it's going to be interesting when everybody. I just can't wait. I can tell you, it's just so exciting what everyone can bring to the table, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah, well, it sounds really fascinating, and there's going to be a lot of people there, it sounds like. And I mean, do you have your full crew put together? Or are you still looking for more people interested in volunteering their time to come out and do this, or?
No, we're still, we're open. We are trying to. Mike Loop has been really, really generous with his time, and he has, kind of. What's the word? A good word for me to use. But he kind of checks everybody out to make sure that we don't get people who are just trying to make fun of us.
Right.
But we're still looking. We have room for vendors for those that, that want to have vendors, sponsors. We welcome everybody on. It's our hope that we're going to be able to do a billboard in Las Vegas that will promote everything. This would be incredible for people who need exposure. More than 1 million people would see this billboard every day.
I wish I could go.
Right. Well, do you want to go and be a vendor?
I do want to go be a vendor.
What would you vend?
Susan, what would we vend?
what kind of vendors are you looking for? That's what I was getting.
You know what? You can... a lot of crystals, anything to do with if you have videos, any of those things, anything about the paranormal, or really anything that that you want to get out there. The table's open.
Do you have booths just for, like, say, maybe a paranormal team that wants to come out and they can talk about their investigations?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, those kind of things. There's just so many. All you have to do, if you have a question, is just hit me an email, and that's beyondexpo@live.com.
Right. And so if people wanted to go to this event, where do they go?
They would go to the website. It's www.beyondexpolasvegas.com, and because we're a nonprofit. Fundraise.com is actually doing all of our ticketing for us, for the seminars, for the entrance, all of those things. They're pretty much taking donations, just about anything you want to do. You can find on the website. It will lead you to fundraise.com, and you can be a vendor. You can be a sponsor. You can come. There's VIPs. We're going to be, the seance is going to be just incredible. We're doing 2 nights, and then Dawn is doing a group reading. Ooh. And so, and I think she's going to do 2 of those, 2 different days. And if you guys are gifted, if you're psychic or whatever, you kind of know that those things wear you out.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't do, like, one day doing more than one thing would be really difficult for them. So We're not asking that, but we are going to, Dawn's going to do 2 of those. More than likely, Mike will do some as well, and Peter. Peter Serrano is known as the street psychic.
Oh.
And he just goes around LA. He's the most phenomenal person in the world. He goes around LA and he helps everybody.
Wow.
And yeah, so these are the type people that are involved with us. And then, of course, we have some movie stars and people who are in the entertainment industry that have been longtime friends of mine, who are coming to kind of not only show their support, but also they're playing a big role in helping us develop the athletic side of it.
Well, that's good. I mean, there's so many different sides that you can... I mean, seriously, how many different, talents are out there that need to be developed, and, special needs people?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's huge. I mean,
great.
it's like, it blows my mind. If you were to take, like, the autistic people that we know, and we know that they can see spirits and beyond, to hone that so that way they, A, know not to be afraid, or B, know what to do when it happens.
Right.
When they do see something that may possibly frighten them, or that don't frighten them, they just,
Well, and then to have people... Go ahead, Susan, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think they accept them most of the time because they don't know to be afraid of them.
There's a lot that are like that for sure.
There's a lot that are like that for sure, yeah. But there, some images can be frightening.
I would think so.
Oh,
I mean, because from hearing different psychics and stuff, they don't always come pretty. Like a spirit, they're not always beautiful and, full of white. Sometimes they're frightening.
Yeah, they can be scary. It just depends on.
One thing too that I know we're kind of working on time here. I did want to point something out really fast for you.
Okay.
We are going to have lots of events for special needs, and I'm talking Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, all of those. We're having a special dance on Friday afternoon for all special needs, whether it be children or adults, we don't care. We're having that dance on Friday afternoon. We're having a masquerade ball for later on, but we think that might scare them. But we're doing like a mini masquerade ball for them where they can dress up in 50s clothes or something like that, just something to have fun. And we're going to have activities. The one good thing about the Riviera is they have given us the sky boxes above the floor, above the convention floor. So we have all of these rooms that we can do special things in. Like readings, whatever we want to do. And so we're going to have some special events for the special needs, maybe even as much as have people there taking care of them so their parents can do other things, which is so important. And I just wanted to let you know that we definitely give them a discount, everything. We want the special needs to come out and support us because in the future, once we get the school built and everything, then so many of them are going to be out in the world working, and it's just going to be incredible. And we won't do like now, most of the people who go to college or 18, 19 years old, this kind of thing. I don't care if they're 60. If they want to come and go to the school, and we feel that they're able to. Of course, there are some instances that it's just not possible. Their care, takes too much, and it's just not possible for us. But for everybody that wants to, I mean, this is just one school we're working on.
Yeah,
I would love to see schools all over the United States.
Oh, that would be fascinating. I mean, this is not a project that's easy. It's definitely time consuming. What are you looking at projection wise, time wise, to get this up and going and be able to break ground, really?
Well, what we're hoping for this first event is that we make enough, and by the way, 100% of all the profits go to the foundation.
Right.
And what we're hoping is to get enough to at least pay a down payment on the land. If we could purchase the land outright, that would be great. And then what we intend to do is go to different other foundations who are more well established, like the Bill and Melinda Gates and Foundation, and like they give away $2 billion a year.
Oh, geez.
So however long it takes us to keep sending our application into them, because we estimate that it'll probably cost over $100 million.
Yeah, it's not.
Secure the land and have that secured, we really feel like we can get a grant to build the rest.
Well, I am confident that you can get a grant. I mean, with all these people that are backing you and helping you and supporting you, especially with this event and beyond, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that you'll get it. And in fact, I do have one of our special guests. This is kind of a surprise guest that we have that called in. So, Susan, we have Bill here on the line.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
How are you, ladies?
Really good, thanks.
Doing well.
How are
Great.
you?
I'm very much looking forward to the event, and just can't wait. It seems like it's coming up pretty fast.
It does. It's right around the corner. I mean, things like this, they
Yeah.
just go so fast.
And all of a sudden, boom, it's there.
I know, and we've been working
It's
on this for
amazing.
almost 2
There's
years.
going to be a lot of excitement there. There's a lot of anticipation. Many people are talking about it, so there is a buzz about it, and I really believe it's going to be a very successful event, no doubt about it.
I absolutely agree. And so, Bill, what is your part in this? What are you going to be doing there at the event?
I just do what I do, and I'm the same no matter where I go. As you're aware of, I appear all over the place, and it's always just a great joy for me to be able to get out there, make appearances, help in any way that I can, and people do look forward to seeing me, and a lot of people approach me and, just want to hang out, or they want to get pictures, or they want something signed, or they want to get books, or whatever it may be. It's always wonderful to get out there and connect with people. And as you know as well, there's a lot of people that always approach me for prayer too, and that happens quite a bit wherever I go, making appearances. So it's always very, very exciting for me. I love meeting and connecting with people, and certainly always love to be in a position for God to work through me to help somebody.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we completely appreciate you coming on. It's always a good time with Bill. Always a good time. And it's so nice.
My pleasure.
It's just really, I'm excited about you going to this event. It just makes me like you even
It's
more.
going to be great. It really is, and my life is just so hectic these days that there really isn't a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I knew I had to make a few minutes tonight to join you guys just to let you know that I'm very, very excited about being a part of this, because I feel very strongly about it, and there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be a highly successful event.
Absolutely. We were just talking about that, because that's exactly what I believe. And there's, like I was saying earlier, there's just so many people out there that need this. There's so many.
So many.
And I think that it's a good thing that we can all come together and make this happen. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Now, where is Mr. Travis Short? I thought he would be joining us tonight, or is he kind of in the background listening?
No, he might be in the background. I do know that he had an interview later tonight. I saw it on Facebook. I'm not sure when that is.
Guy as well. He's got a lot of stuff going on always.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Always.
I'm talking to him after the show.
Oh, Susan's going to talk after the
Is there
show.
something you want me to relay, Bill?
Bill, do you want Susan to relay something to Travis for you?
Oh, no. I just always appreciate Travis' help. Travis is, he stays on top of things with me and for me, because I'm very, very busy, and Travis is always the one, I'm blessed with great people around me. If it's not Travis, it's Bob or someone else close to me that's saying, hey, look, you have this coming up, you have that coming up, and it's invaluable to me because I get so busy, I lose track of things very, very quickly. And it's sad because I have a book sitting on my desk. The book is filled with appointments and things that I have to do, and yet I still lose track of time or interviews or whatever it is. So what Travis does is invaluable.
That's good.
Yeah, he's a good
Everybody
guy.
needs somebody. I need somebody.
You know what, Travis?
Yeah, I highly recommend him, that's for sure.
What were you saying, Susan?
He sent me a thing tonight. He said, make sure now you got to call in there to Kim, and you got to make sure that it's this time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and again, really, it's invaluable because I do get tired sometimes, and there's so much going on, and so many people come to me from so many different directions that it's very easy to lose track of things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
sometimes that does happen, and I feel very badly about it.
Well, you've got your feelers out here, feelers over there. You've got a little piece of Bill here. You got a little piece of Bill there. You got a little piece of Bill behind everybody, in front, to the sides, kitty corner. So, yeah, well, we really
It's
do
amazing,
appreciate it.
It really is. And people are reaching out to me more and more now for deliverances and house blessings. And now I have a lot of people approaching me about performing their marriage vows.
Oh.
So I also perform weddings and baptisms as well. So it just seems to be coming from all areas, and I praise God for that. It's just a blessing. However, He will work through me to be a blessing to somebody is all I want.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's just so sweet.
Bring people together forever and ever.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm so happy that you called. I wasn't
She's
really.
beaming.
I am. I wasn't really for sure if you were going to be able to make the time because I know how busy you are. And I mean,
well, I wanted to make sure that I made time. You know, this was something again very important to me. Just to let you guys know that I'm very excited about this. Very much looking forward to it. And again, we see it coming up very quickly. Before you know it, that date is going to be here. October will be here, and bang, you know, we're ready to go.
Right. Yeah, it's going to happen fast.
It is, and it's October 16th through the 19th, right, Susan?
Right. For vendors and everything, October the 16th is kind of a load-in day.
Okay.
And there's a cocktail reception that night. And then the expo opens the next morning. So we'll be kind of setting up on the 16th, and then it actually opens, I think, around noon on Thursday.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
And one of the things I wanted to say is that Bill and Travis have been so incredibly supportive. I can't even tell you how much these guys do for us. And just to have them on our team, not only is it an honor for us, but to have them work so hard. And Travis told me the other night, I asked him, I said, why are you working so hard? And he said, it is my goal to make this the biggest event of 2013.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
I like
Wow.
it.
Well, I thank you, Susan. I really appreciate your kind words. And again, it's my honor and pleasure to be a part of the event. And yes, there's no doubt, Travis and I have talked about this many times, that I have a very, very good feeling about it. I think it's going to be a tremendous success, and I hope it's the beginning of many events that you will put on there in Las Vegas over the next several years.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of want to not only Las Vegas, but do it in other areas, because sometimes somebody in Atlanta, Georgia, may not want to. I say Atlanta because I'm from just north of Atlanta, so they may not want to travel, although we hope they do, to Las Vegas. So at some point in time, we might want to do one in Atlanta, one in Chicago, one on the New York, wherever. So
yeah,
we're really
I think there's
hoping.
places, you're exactly right. Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas is another place that
Exactly.
These are all very, very appealing places. These are places where major things happen, and I think an event in a city such as those cities would be wonderful and very successful.
Well, I agree with that as well. And not only that, but it's only a matter of time before we see these colleges popping up all over the place.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
I can't wait. I'm really
it's just a matter
excited
of
about
time.
it, and I think it's a movement. Let's call it a movement.
It's a movement. It's a movement.
movement
It's
for our better
necessary,
halves,
and it's important. And to pull in the paranormal with it is just awesome.
Because we're a great community,
Right. I agree.
and we get it.
And we get it. And we get it. So now, say people can't be there in October. I know you mentioned this briefly before, but where would you go to make a donation? If you can't go there in October because, well, you can't go in October. Where would you go to make a donation for your cause?
Now, here, Susan?
Is that Susan?
I think
Oh,
we
did we
lost
lose
her.
her?
We lost. Oh, she's there.
Oh.
Oh, no, Susan! Okay,
Okay,
well,
she's
hopefully
gone.
she'll give us a call back here shortly. But, Bill, we really appreciate you.
I was having a really, really hard time hearing her. I couldn't. It was breaking up really bad. I could only hear a few words that she was saying. So there must be a really bad connection on her end.
Yeah.
Because on our end, I'm watching the microphone thing go up. Our connection's pretty good, so Skype is really hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's the Skype. It's the
It's-
Skype.
you
I
have
think we're
really
getting her
hard
back
That's
here.
what it is. That's exactly what it is.
I'm
It's
telling
Skype,
you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that thing
Yeah.
is a pain.
We should have her.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
she's back.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep
Right.
going in and out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, we got
No,
you
it's
back.
Okay, we got you back.
We did have a question for you before we lost you. Kathy, go ahead.
Right. Say if somebody can't go in October for whatever reason, where would they go to make a donation to your cause to help this? So if they can't make it to the conventions wherever they're at, so just this
Or
one's
they
gonna
just
be in
want to make a
October.
donation
They just
because
want to make a donation.
they believe in it.
Right, because they believe in it. Where would you go to make a donation?
Just go to our website, and that's www.beyondexpolasvegas.com. On any of the pages, like the vendors page or the ticketing page or anything, there, once you click on the link that is below, it will take you straight to fundraise.com, and on there is a way for you to donate to us. It always says every page says it.
That's so great.
I think there's one, actually, I think we've established one now that is, it's a fundraising page. So you can also go on that one, and that way they do everything as far as somebody wants to do something by credit card or debit or any of those things. All of that is taken care of.
And that link is on the
Easy.
Beyond Expo page, right?
Yes, it is.
Fabulous.
I love easy access.
Easy.
I can just get it
Click
wherever
it
I'm at and
do
just put in my
Yes.
card number.
Exactly.
Makes it easy.
Makes it very easy. All right, Bill, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Okay, so tell us just a little bit. Are you doing a seminar out there?
Susan, I believe that you have a couple of those scheduled for me, correct?
I do, and
Yes.
I think a lot of Bill's is going to be maybe telling his story, and I know that that he works really hard, particularly on these deliverance. Just like we were talking about, when you're doing a seance or whatever, it takes a lot out of you. I know this must drain him tremendously.
That's a
So
lot
I'm
of
hoping
energy.
he's all, rested up. But yes, he will be doing a couple, and we'll have photo ops. We've got room in the skyboxes, so there's so many things we can do, and we're still, working with everybody, seeing what everybody's comfortable with. But there's going to be a lot of events going on. And I know, and I'm hoping, and if Guy is listening, he will hear me. Guy Grundy is really connected to the military. And so I'm hoping that those guys are going to be able to come and not only just be a part of it, but they're going to show the special needs kids some maneuvers and
Oh, that would be fun.
And other people that want to do it. So we have just a lot of things planned.
Wow, that's
That'd
exciting.
be a lot of fun.
Well, Bill, I want to say thank you for calling in. I know
Thank you.
your time is so precious.
Busy man.
Yeah.
Well, my pleasure. I always have time for you guys, and
Aw.
I really, really appreciate you having me on. Look forward to coming back, and look forward to seeing all of you in Las Vegas very, very soon.
Woohoo.
Yay!
Very nice. Very nice. All right,
Thank
Bill.
you.
We'll
Thank you,
talk to
Bill.
you later.
God bless all of you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, you too,
God
Bill.
bless you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love that guy.
I know, right?
I do.
He's gorgeous, too.
Yes, he is.
For all you ladies out there,
Yes.
listen to his voice, too. I think he took lessons from Travis.
You know, he may have. Travis is cute, too. I have an innocent crush on him.
Travis is cute, too. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to
He's a
have
good
great
guy.
looking guys.
He is a very good guy, and I'm just really, I'm really happy that we're gonna have. I mean, it's just so fun, so much fun.
So much fun. So who do we have on?
Yeah, we
that's calling
actually
in right
have
now?
somebody else that's coming on. Another guest that we're having on tonight. We have Dawn Short with us right now. Dawn, are you there?
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Good,
How
how
are
are
you?
you?
Good, thank you.
Fantastic. So,
Hi, Dawn.
did you hear Susan?
Hi, Susan. Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I know it's not like we don't text 50 times a day, is it?
You guys are always in contact, huh?
All right.
We are. They're part of our family. I
Right.
mean, that's how I look at everybody. And Dawn, she's so warm and she's so kind, and it's just such an honor for us to have her on. And she's doing some amazing things. Dawn, I was telling them about your group readings that you're going to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Yeah.
how does that work for you? I mean, I know we've talked to a lot of psychics that do those kind of group readings, and they have their own little rituals and stuff. Do you
Right.
have one of those, or do you just get right into it?
I like to take a little bit of time center myself. Sometimes I'll use sage. Sometimes I won't. It just depends on the situation. But as a shaman, I will just completely. Basically, I do nothing with what it'll look like physically, but I just try to completely, like I said, center myself, and of course, a brief prayer, and allow only the greater good to come forward, and then I go from there.
I love
That's
it.
good. Now, I ask all psychic mediums this.
She does.
When you hear the spirit, do you hear it in your head? Do you hear it outside of do you hear it like whispering in your ears? Do you hear it in fast speed like Chickmunk? Do you hear it like a regular everyday voice? Do you see the visions in your head? Do you see it right in front of you? How does it work for you? Throw it all out there.
There's so many different ways, and it's all individual.
Oh.
And for me personally, I get smells. I will hear things. Excuse me, first in the background. I will get what's basically it's a different thought process than my own.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I've learned to pay attention to that. And that's what I go with. I'll go with that. A lot of people call that a message, and that's how I know that I need to present that to somebody, whoever that might be.
So do you get things just popping out when you're walking down the street, you see somebody, does it just pop out at you and you're like, oh, well, that's for that person? Does that ever happen?
It has happened a few times. I don't usually say a whole lot on it because you never know how people are going to be receptive. And,
Right.
Publicly, the last time I did it was a few years ago, and before that, it was even a couple of years prior at a swap meet.
Oh,
Just a
wow.
random thing.
Well, sometimes people, I've heard that they feel like it's an invasion of their privacy. They're like, hey, you're poking around in my head, is what they're thinking, and there's some people who will just come out and say it and be like, hey, your great grandma says, yo.
Yeah, seriously.
And there are other people who are open to that, and other people who are like, get out of my head, get out of my personal space, get out, so it's kind of a tricky thing for a lot of people is, do you just approach this person that you see?
No, I don't. And it's all an individual and personal thing. I choose not to out of respect.
Right.
If this is something that they wanted to do, they can most certainly ask me if they know that's what I do, or they can go to somebody else. If that's not what they're seeking, or people seeking that and they do come to me, that's exactly what I'll do.
Right.
I think that there's certain boundaries that, for me personally, I don't want to cross.
Mm-hmm.
I represent a team as a shaman and medium, two teams, Soul Warriors Supernatural teams, and Paranormal Clergy. And that's another thing that I have to keep in my mind. I'm representing them as well. And so my level of respect for others remains a notch above in my heart.
Yeah.
And then I can go forward. And I'm a grandma too, so I got the granny aspect of that.
Yeah, you have to be thoughtful especially when you get to grandmahood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have to be careful all the time, but grandmahood, that's just
Grandma,
so fun.
that's, something else.
So, Dawn, what made you decide to join the Beyond Expo team for this fundraiser?
Well, this particular fundraiser, what it represents is very near and dear to my heart. There's someone specifically special to me. It's my future brother-in-law's brother, and I've been privileged to spend enough time with him. He is a special needs older adult male. Just beautiful. And the conversations are just so full of love, and they come from a soul like no other, and I just hope that I can be a part of not only fundraising, but to be able to converse with people and let them know, for lack of a better word, don't be ignorant. You are at such a great loss if you have not allowed yourself to interact with special needs people.
Right.
I agree.
There's a lot of people that shy away.
The purity of their soul is unbelievable.
Well, I know that there's a lot of people that don't really know how to deal with it, because there are behavioral things that people don't understand, and that's what I'm so excited about this school for, is because it will be, conducted by people that understand how they work
it's a
and how to
community.
interact with them. And I'm just so excited. So excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I have a lot of extended family members that would benefit greatly from this, and it's something that's necessary and it's something that's needed. And any way you can raise money for that is great. And you're pulling big people together, You got Bill Bean, you got Travis Short, you got Don, you got all these people who are willing to come together and donate their time to
you've got
for
Guy,
this
you've got
great
Peter,
cause.
you've got Sean, you've got Mike.
You got the rest of the names. Those are just what's here. I have, this much memory available.
I mean, I'm so excited. Is that Susan?
Yeah, I wanted to say something with Dawn.
Okay.
Just like her future brother-in-law or whatever it is. What we'd like to do during the summers, when school is out, what we'd like to do in the summers is have a summer camp we're not going to be like age specific. We might have a section for kids and we might have a section for adults, but we'd like to have one just kind of give the parents, because when you have a special needs child, a lot of times those children, no matter how old they are with you for their entire lives.
Right.
So what we'd like to do is to give a safe environment that's filled with loving people that will take care of your loved one while you go on a vacation. A week.
I'm telling you, that is amazing. That is so good. Wow.
Yeah, I can tell you, it can be hard on a family. It can be hard on a relationship, and you need that time. But the person with a disability comes first. Period. End of story. So if you have that ability to know confidently that these people are going to take care of your child,
because
of your
that's
loved one,
probably
because
the
that's
problem
with
most things. Is you can't just go and call a babysitter from your local church or high school and say, "Here,"
No, you can't.
Especially when they get to be adults. I mean, that's just rude. Hey, we got a babysitter.
Yeah, they have to, and on the other hand, give them something to do. Like, we'll have activities, and it'll be just like special camps that, quote unquote, Kelly and I love this term, normal, quote unquote, normal kids go to.
Kelly, are you there, Kelly? She's been listening in the background.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Kelly's been listening in the background. She's just been sitting there so patiently.
She pops up. I've lost everything on Skype. I didn't know you guys were even there. I'm sorry. I'm not like a Skype junkie. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Hey guys,
hey, Kelly.
what's going on? Hey.
It has to be one of the coolest things I've heard about in a long time.
Well, the most heartfelt, absolutely.
It is, and one of the most needed as
And
well.
genuine.
I mean, definitely, I truly feel it's one of the most needed things going on right now.
I agree.
It is, and
Well, thank you for having me.
we appreciate it.
Thank you
And
for coming on.
we look forward to hearing about how the convention goes. If we aren't there, hopefully we can make it. Fingers crossed.
Yes, for sure. You guys have to come.
So that would be really
Thank you,
fun.
Dawn.
All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to take about 5 minutes. We're running a little bit over because, this is just so awesome to talk about. I'm excited.
Right, we got a lot going on.
But we're going to take about 5-minute breaks. And then we're going to come back with Larry from Big Time Paranormal. And he's got a great segment for us.
Right.
So,
As always.
As always, of course.
As always.
So we will see you then.
See you.
we're back.
We are back.
We're back. We have such a full lineup that we just need to get to Larry.
Yeah, we do. We need to get going. And so, everybody, we all love Larry from Big Time Paranormal.
He's funny.
Right. And remember, if you can't wait till Tuesday to see all the stuff that he's got coming on for us.
This is just a sliver.
The sliver. Go to Big Time Paranormal on Facebook, like their page, share their page, and you will get just unbelievable amounts
so much information. Your head will go, whoa, I had no idea.
Right.
Right.
So without further ado, here we go with
Welcome to Big Time Paranormal. My name is Larry Gonzalez, and I'm very grateful that you're here. I run a Facebook page called Big Time Paranormal, and I'm assisted by Julia DiMaria, who helps me. We kind of split the day in half. I take care of the night, she takes care of the day, and we post anything that has to do with hauntings, cryptozoology, ufology, metaphysics, and so on. And we try to make this show kind of reflect what Big Time Paranormal is about. Also, I'm very grateful to Worldwide Paranormal Network, who allows me to come on here each and every week to talk to each one of you. And I get a blast out of doing what I do. So, thank you. So, let's start off with some of the news for the past week. Now, the first story has to do with... This is a story that was in the Philippines. I believe it was July 1st that the story came out, where the students... It was claimed that the students were possessed. So we found some video for it, so we're going to play you some of the video, because actually the video is very long, so we're just going to cut and show you, I think, about 2 minutes of it. So let's take a look at it.
School administrators have suspended classes in an elementary school in Mandaluyong, Eong City on Thursday after evil spirits possessed 20 students, Manila, Philippines. According to the report, around 20 students aged between 12 and 16 started acting strangely, screaming, crying, fainting and convulsing, prompting claims that they were possessed by evil spirits. A grade 8 teacher at the public school, Julia Esparagoza, said the incident started shortly after 9 a.m. and initially involved 2 girls from her section. Esparagoza said that she and her students were in a classroom when one of the girls suddenly stood up and began acting strangely while the other lost consciousness. The teacher added that the girl who stood up had to be restrained at one point since it looked like she was going to attack her unconscious classmate. The woman immediately brought the 2 girls to separate classrooms where their behavior gradually returned to normal. Esparagoza, however, said she later observed the same behavior among her other students who had stepped out of the classroom for their break. According to her, she saw 5 girls and a boy lying on the floor and shaking while others were crying frantically. A male student who refused to be named said he saw one girl convulsing on the ground near the stage in the middle of the playground while another was in tears.
Okay, so what caused them to be so erratic in their with their bodies? I don't know. Were they possessed? I don't know. But it's a strange story nonetheless. Now the next story has to do with crop circles. Now this is something that we haven't really spoken about in the past shows, and this is our 20th week doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a crop circle that appeared on July 3rd in Switzerland. So let's take a quick look at that. Okay, so it's odd. Are they all made by someone? I don't think so. I really believe that if they can prove just even 1% that it's made by something else besides humans, then they really have something right there. So the thing is that I've never been inside a crop circle before. So I found some video of what it's like to be inside a crop circle and walking around. Somebody actually videotaped it and put it on YouTube. So it's kind of eerie, but let's take a look at that video. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's very odd. From what I understand, whenever wheat is bent over, it's not broken, it's just bent over, and it's changed at the molecular level. And so what causes it, I have no idea. But it's still pretty interesting to see it. I like to see one up close and personal myself one day. Maybe I'll get that chance. So that's it for the news. Pretty quick this week. Okay, so the next story, or the next segment, has to do with something that's very unique. We've never reported about this kind of stuff before, but since the summer is halfway through, I thought it would be kind of interesting for those of you that live in this area, so maybe that you make a destination of some of these spots. And I'm talking about ghost tours. Now, ghost tours have been popping up all over the place throughout the United States and also through Europe. Excuse me. So what I did was I found some places that has these ghost tours, and of course you can find them anywhere. Any city, large city, tends to have them. It's the smaller cities, especially if there's been, if the cities has a lot of historical significance. So the first one has to do with the Ghosts of Gettysburg, Haunted Civil War Battlefield. Now, they just celebrated the start of the Civil War by having reenactments in Gettysburg. And so I thought I would pop this video up for you guys for that one, because apparently this is the big papa of all of them. So let's take a look at the video for this one.
Early morning at Gettysburg is the best time to see the battlefield, I think. Quiet, serene. But don't be alarmed if you get that "I'm not alone" feeling. Thousands of men lost their lives in a brutal fashion in the Battle of Gettysburg. And it's been rumored for many years that their spirits, at least some of them, are still there today. That might explain the booming paranormal business in the town of Gettysburg. But the granddaddy of them all is Mark Nesbitt's Ghost of Gettysburg. When you first walk into their office, you get the feeling of walking into another crafts shop. But if you look a little closer, you soon realize why they were voted the #1 ghost tour in the world. They literally wrote the book, so why not? We signed up for that night, their famous Carlisle Street Ghost Tour. We're getting ready to go on the Mark Nesbitt Ghost of Gettysburg tour. There's supposed to be 7 of us on the tour, so right now just Colin and myself. So if the other ones are brave enough to show up, we'll get underway. Our group is finally formed and we gather in the courtyard to meet Sandy, our guide for the evening. She quickly grabs our attention with a little history lesson, a few ghost stories, and basically what to expect that night. And soon, we're on our way. We stop along the way at different sites and are treated to tidbits of history as we make our way to our destination, Gettysburg College. For an hour and a half, Sandy amazed us with stories of ghost sightings and ghost hauntings, both past and present. From the very beginning, you're hooked. It's part history, part paranormal, and I guarantee you'll be talking about this tour long after it's over. And as the tour wrapped up in the center of Gettysburg, it struck me. When was the last time you saw 7 teenagers completely mesmerized without one Xbox? Can you think of a better endorsement? A ghost tour is the perfect ending to your Gettysburg vacation. And that little feeling you get, not being alone, maybe you're not.
Okay, so that's that video. The next one we're going to be talking about is introducing the all-new LA Paranormal Tour Company LA Hauntings. So let's take a look at that video as well.
So Connor, what are we about to do for the first time?
Run our tour route.
Run the tour route. We're going to do a dry run, just the two of us, see how it all works out. But exciting times afoot. So we just went through Hollywood. Of course, our weekly tour has to go through Hollywood. Everybody wants to know about Humphrey Bogart, Marilyn Monroe, and all of the ghosts of the silver screen that are still seen in these iconic places like Raman's Chinese Theater today. In addition, LA has an amazing history, the city itself. We will hit Pueblo de Los Angeles, where the very first settlements were, and right now we're in a place called Moore Hill, where Fort Moore Hill once stood. And right behind me is one of the most architecturally beautiful and unique buildings in Los Angeles is located. I think a lot of people that live here don't even realize it's a school. And what even more people don't realize is that before it was a school, what it was initially was the first Christian cemetery in Los Angeles. But even in 2006, when ground was broken on this school, they continued to find bodies. Now, we don't know any information on if the place is haunted, so that's why I'm mentioning this to you in YouTube land now. Have you attended school here? Have you attended an event here? Have you ever had a strange experience? I would imagine that that's possible. So if so, please do leave a comment. But our tours are going to get started pretty soon, and we'll go from downtown LA through Hollywood. It'll be about a 3.5-hour tour, and in time we'll branch out. We'll have more tours that go to the west side, tours in Pasadena. We'll have hiking tours, we'll have walking tours, but we're going to start out with a bus tour through Hollywood and LA, and we hope to see you on one.
Okay, so that's that one. Now the next one is the Scary Ghost Tours to Savannah. Now any of you know that Savannah has a history of a lot of hauntings. And a lot of it has to do with the Civil War and so on. So let's take a look at theirs.
Come see Savannah, Georgia, America's most haunted city like you've never seen it before. You'll learn about the Hampton Lilliebridge House, which has been exorcised twice, the Pirates House, the Keogh Mansion, and the Mercer House. Ride on one of our luxury tour buses complete with LCD screens showing you clips from Ghosts Under Stamps and the scariest places on earth. Are you brave enough to take the tour your friends are too scared to take? Scary Ghost Tours.
Okay, so the next one is, it's going to actually be in London. We're going to go outside of the country for this one. And this is Jack the Ripper Tour London Ghost Walk. So let's take a look at that video.
Right down here in front of us, as you walked over there towards our right where the junction is, and just beyond it, halfway up the street, she met a man. We know that because she was spotted, and she brought him back to where the car park area is, and that man was Jack the Ripper.
That one I would like to check out myself if I ever got to London, to walk around White Castle and take a look at some of the areas that Jack the Ripper killed these women. Now the next one is in Edinburgh, Scotland, City of the Dead Ghost Tour. That would be interesting to check out as well. So here's the video on that one.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to City of the Dead Tours and welcome to our Double Dead Tour. You may have already experienced this is not going to be your traditional history and ghost tour. I am not a traditional history and ghost tour guide. I don't do anything normally. I will rant, rave, gibber and go off in one and eventually remember that I have 45 people in front of me expecting me and then to be told something useful. You get to go to the underground city, a place that's dark, dingy, nasty, smelly, horrible, drippy. Did I mention dark? I did mention dark. Then we go on to the graveyard. The underground city has an entity that will willingly interact, abuse you slightly, tickle you, bite you, scratch you, punch you, and maybe knock you out. But that's lightweight. That's nothing compared to the grand finale. Mackenzie.
Okay, so that's that. Now remember, you have a lot of areas that have ghost tours, whether they're in Las Vegas, Nevada, or Houston, Texas, or Chicago, wherever. They all have ghost tours, and if you want to do something different for a date with your wife, or if you go ghost hunting with your spouse, it would be something that would be rather fun to do, just to do something different. So anyway, that's something you could do for the rest of the summer. Okay, so we're going to come up on the last segment of this segment, and it is cutting edge technology. Now this is something I like to keep an eye out because I just find it interesting to see what's up and coming. Being an old dude like me, it's kind of curious. I'm rather curious to see what the next generation is going to be doing with their lives as far as transportation or just even everyday appliances. So the first one, well, I should say the first video that we're going to actually see. Now, this is a concept that Volkswagen has been putting together, and this is also in China. Now, this is not an actual working model, but this is something that they are working on, and if they can actually perfect it, This would be unbelievable. Let's take a look at a flying car.
验一下，
可以可以。
我们来看一下。
他一直从小就是一个很有想法的孩子，总是有奇怪的点子冒出来。
王家从小就有这么激动，真的起来了！上面赶行车，简称悬浮车，它的设计运用了非常超强的。从来没见过这样的汽车。 悬浮车有一个功能是自动驾驶，声控系统。
The flying car has been something that's been part of science fiction for the longest time. I think it will happen eventually. In my lifetime, it would be pretty cool to see. Who knows though? Now, you might be saying, well, that's impossible. Well, here's a video to demonstrate the theory on how the Volkswagen flying car could work. Let's see that video.
Volkswagen's hover car concept car was inspired by its People's Car project, an open source project in China where people submit ideas for new cars. Hover car was designed to be a solution to congestion in Chengdu. The car would hover along electromagnetic road networks. Such a project would take advantage of the abundance of minerals, especially magnetite, found around Chengdu. Hovercar features an auto-navigation mode and voice activation system. Safety sensors help it maintain a safe distance from nearby cars.
So there you go. It shows you that the impossible could be possible, and science fiction one day will be science fact. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll be able to remove heads from one body and transplant them to another body. Oh yeah, they actually did talk about that, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, alright? So now, that's pretty much it for the show for this week. Now, remember, Big Time Paranormal on Facebook, and also Worldwide Paranormal Network, and it's on the same page about unity as far as having teams and individuals work together. Now, remember, if you have a convention or a group or something like that that you would like to get their name out there and advertise to get some exposure, we would love to be able to do that for you. Now remember, if you do a promo video for something like that, make sure not only do you have your team name, but also where you're at. It's very important because I've seen some videos that they say who they are and what they do, but you don't know where they're from. And that's important because people that are in your neighborhood might not even know that you exist there. So get that word out, and we would love to help you get that word out. So, without further ado, I want to thank you once again for being here. And remember, today is your day. Go out and make it happen. We'll see you next week. Welcome.
We're back.
Wow.
I want one of those hovers.
I'm
hover
telling
cars.
you,
I
a
want one.
hover
Volkswagen?
car.
Really?
Can you believe it?
I want it. I want 2.
Or 3.
Or, well, then I have to share with my kids.
Don't just
When they
share
get
with
older.
me. What are you talking about?
Can you imagine? We have matching ones going around town.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I know. I wonder if it could hold to rain and snow.
You know, in Back to the Future, the hoverboards did not work well over water. Unless you had that monster one.
Right, and, you know, that's extra cost.
That's
not
extra,
stock.
and it's
That's an
badassness. I gotta have one of them, too.
I know.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Where did you find that? That was awesome.
Yeah, seriously, Larry. I mean, Wow. Wow.
Always something new, I tell you what.
Maybe we will make it to Back to the Future times.
Right. Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. All right, so that was Larry from Big Time Paranormal. If you guys haven't liked that page yet, get on there, like it. You'll love
well,
what you see.
should, since he has over 900 likes. Again,
no, he's got over 1,000 now, and
oh
we're still waiting on that
gosh.
dance he promised us.
Sure, the love.
I'm just wanting that dance. He promised. He said as soon as we get to 1,000 likes, I will do a special dance and I'll post it here. Not posted. Not posted. I think it's gonna. It might have to transfer to Julia. Julia, maybe you have to do the dance.
Or make him do the dance. Well, it's not looking be like video recording.
Well, that's Maria, his wife. She should do it.
Somebody get on the ball. I want to see this.
Right. Well, you know what? Let's get back to our guests.
Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun.
I know. A great show.
Great.
This is what great shows are made of. Awesome people.
Awesomeness.
And awesome fundraisers.
Right.
So welcome back, Susan.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah, we are having so much fun. We really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing with us your awesome fundraiser. I mean, I'm way happy about this.
It's going to change the way people think. It's going to bring huge awareness, and it's a necessity.
Well, look at the movie Rain Man.
Right.
Everybody has heard of the movie Rain Man. Everybody knows about his talent with the numbers.
Right.
That's not just in the movies.
It's real.
You know, it's real. It's out there.
Real.
And that's not the only amount of gifted or kind of giftedness that people have that we just aren't recognizing.
Well, there's a new TV show out there it's the memory something or other, where this guy, you just flip the cards and he can tell you what order they're in just after he flipped, after the cards have been flipped. And people like that have these abilities.
Are you sure he's not just a magician?
No!
And they're trick cards?
I will find the show and I will share it with you, because Ray and I were talking about that the other day. Is I wonder how many of these people are highly autistic because of their abilities to just be fabulous.
Abilities to be fabulous.
Well,
what do you think of that, Susan?
You know what? I just the one thing that I see, even with autistics, is that they just march to their own drummer.
Right.
They don't worry about really what kind of clothes they wear. They don't give Skylar, and Skylar has Down syndrome, but give him hot Cheetos and he's happy in a video game. And,
right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, who isn't?
Well, it's just...
Yeah.
I would love that. Just give me that. I'm good.
They're not in the ways of the world as far as materialistic things. Their priorities are simpler, and they're nicer. They're better priorities than we in the world, like, materialistic things and stuff like that. I
don't know. Video games are pretty important, and I can relate.
Well, they are important, but that's not like I have to have those pair of shoes. If I don't, my neighbor's not going to like me anymore.
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah,
I respectfully disagree with the video thing. Ask me about it later.
Well, I'm being an advocate for all those gamers out there. The paranormal world is just chock full of gamers,
Oh, yeah.
Well, true, but do you want to see the consequences?
You know what? We used to watch my little brother play video games, and once he'd play Driver or one of those ones, him and my husband both were like, "Oh, there's a cop, let's race it." I'm like, "Hello, real world. You can't do that. You can't run that red light and get points. It doesn't work like that."
Darn it.
But do you know this? Do you know the sad thing? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with video games.
Uh-huh.
The one part that I think is wrong, when I was a kid, man, we played softball in the summer, we played basketball, we played tennis, we were out there doing stuff all the time. I mean, my mom could not keep us in the house. Kids never go outside.
I absolutely agree. That is so true.
Jody is, my daughter is a sociology major at UNLV. Give a plug for the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Woo-hoo!
And she's a sociology major. And by the way, guys, she has just been accepted to study in Germany for the spring semester in January. So my baby's going to be going for 4 months. I know I'm
You'll
dying.
be okay. You'll be okay.
No, I'm like dying. And so, but she, in her studies, she's found that, with everybody, she says everybody, they say they're ADHD, they're all of these things. And really, it's from being in all the time and not getting outside, not getting the sunshine, fresh air, those kind of things, that they're just causing differences in kids that we didn't know when we were growing up. So she doesn't agree with a lot of the diagnosis of ADHD and that kind of thing because, and particularly as Kelly was talking about, medicating them.
Right.
Yeah, that's
not an
absolutely
advocate.
true, Susan. And she's absolutely on the right track. And part of it is what she's talking about, the social aspect of it. Another huge part of it is the dietary.
I was just going to say that, dietary.
True. Because also, because you mentioned video games, what happens with the human brain? I'll take 1 minute to punch you guys in the nose, then you can punch me back. But the video part of it and the television part of it is that in the olden days, I'm old enough to say that, in the olden days, you could go outside and your eyeballs track everything. You lay on your back, you look at the stars. And that's how you were actually designed to function and to learn, is through the full spectrum. What happens when you babysit, and that's what it is babysitting your children through video games and through thumb devices, is you limit their scope. And it looks kind of like a box, doesn't it? You're in the box for a reason because they put you in the box. So you have neurons that connect and they expand in your brain. And back in the olden days, they expanded to your full brain where you could access the full capacity of this computer that you were given on this planet. What happens because what I'm looking at right now is a box that I'm in.
Right.
That is what you're limited to when you limit, first of all, your visual spectrum to this box. And that is what your brain looks like. It looks like this. The other Amish people who have run around on their farm, their brain is fully expanded and fully developed. But those that have played video games all these years, their scope is very limited and their neurons have not gone past this little box that has been created for them. So especially those who are ADD, the ADD and ADHD kids are completely attracted to these games because they're focused on, they help them focus and they babysit them for the parents. So the parents think they're a good thing. So they sit them down in front of the video game because they can go fix dinner now and they can get some things done. They don't realize how much they're handicapping their child who came here with a different set of DNA and a different brain structure. And that's part of what society, and we're not going to even get into that part, what they're trying to do to us is limit those that have the capacity to do more. They're doing this to your brain. And they're putting
it in
the
beauty
box.
of this whole school. You have, all this stuff that you're presenting to people that didn't have it, so I'm really excited about the school. And
or they had help and just need to expand their
horizons, and we're just going to move on to our next guest. Heck, let's just do it. Our next guest, we have Mike on here. Mike, how are you?
Oh, hey guys, I'm doing good.
Good. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. If you guys hear so much noise, it's just because I'm at a buffet at the Perfect Good Buffet in Vegas.
Yeah, and it's your birthday. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it was, yeah.
Yes,
well, happy
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Well, we have Susan and Kelly here with us also. Say hi, ladies.
Hi. Hi, Mike. I can't wait to meet you.
So we've been talking with them, and like I said, we really appreciate you calling in. And, we've just been talking about how amazing this fundraiser is and how much needed this school is for special needs families and friends and everything else. So what made you decide to join the Beyond Expo family?
So I Can you repeat that? Sorry.
What made you decide to join the Beyond Expo family for this fundraiser?
Pretty much what happened is I was on Twitter, and because I'm on there more than I used to be on Facebook. And I saw a posting about an expo going to be happening up in Las Vegas. So I contacted him saying I would be interested in speaking on spiritualization, and my mentor over 9 years, Peter Serrano, that he would be interested too, and that's how I got to know Susan, who was talking. And she told me what the expo was all about, and I said, I'm down, I'm for it, because I believe that kids definitely need to have a school for special needs, so there's not really a lot of them out there.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, I'll donate my time for it, and it sounds like a good thing to do. So that's what made me join it. And plus it's about the paranormal, getting the word out there, try to educate the public about spirits, ghosts, mediumship.
Right.
Also for the film industry as well, that's another big thing that.
Well, that's great. I mean, we're just so in love with this fundraiser. When I heard about this, I was just like, no way. This has got to be the greatest thing. Like I was saying, years. This is so needed, and I'm really excited, and hopefully it'll be taking off much sooner than anybody can anticipate.
Right. It'd be nice. Yeah, it's going to fly, grow wings and fly.
Right. So I hear you're going to be doing some seances this October at the event.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be doing 2 seances at the event. I think we're going to hold it. I'm not 100% on the time, but I was telling Susan probably about midnight to about 1 o'clock. And pretty much what the seance is going to be is usually around 5 or 6 people that join a circle. And pretty much what happens is like the medium, there's a medium, then you have another medium if you want. So you pretty much want someone who's going to channel information, and then you have the other person who's another psychic that goes along with you, and they're the grounders, so they ground everybody's energy. So Peter, I believe, I haven't talked to him yet, but I believe he would be into doing the seance as well with us. And pretty much what it is you're connected to spirits, with spirits, people's loved ones that might come through, or just spirits that we happen to be in the area as well.
Okay, well that sounds like it'll be fun. And I do have a question for you. There's a lot of people that say seances are bad. I mean, is there a way that you conduct it safely, and what is your views on that?
Yeah, don't open the door to
opening the doors and
else
shutting the doors and all that stuff. What do you say about that?
Sorry about that. I'm having a hard time hearing all this. What were you saying again? Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was asking about your thoughts on seances. A lot of people feel that they are good or they're dangerous.
They can be negative and bring negative energy from outside the room. You can open up doors to negative energy around rather than just the loved ones. I mean, what?
Yeah, closing doors. I mean, what do you say about that, Mike?
Is there a way you conduct it safely?
Yeah, there's so many different theories to what happens, and in my opinion, pretty much it's just opening, trying to communicate with spirits. It's virtually, if people really open their minds up and really think, it's no different than when you go to play with a Ouija board, for example, and you're opening the doors there. And another thing, too, is like people that go ghost hunting. I hate to say this, but it's true. They go around doing EVP sessions, if you will.
Right.
Going out, and what you're doing is you're asking spirits, are you here? Can you please speak to us? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Sorry about that. So basically, it's like, you go out ghost hunting and you're doing EVP sessions and you're trying to call out for spirits and somebody communicate with you, or is there anybody here? Give me a sign of your presence. It's almost the same way with doing a seance. You're trying to see if there's any spirit present that will like to come and make their presence known, making knocks on the walls, rapping, tapping, make something float, tilt the table, whatever that comes through. Now, there's always a boundary. And this is parts where the two psychics who lead seance. One like I said, grounds everybody's energy. The other is the medium who will go ahead and do the communication of spirit. We're trying to bring in any information that's trying to come through.
Okay.
And we always ask before anything gets started, and we ask for the highest vibration and the highest vibrations only.
Okay.
So therefore, we only keep away the negative spirits that are potentially that want to come through. But when we ask for the highest vibrations, we only get that for the highest vibrations. Now, on the other side to that is some people who carry out seances or spirit circles, they do it out of fun, just want to for entertainment or whatever. Then things start to happen, and they're wondering why, because they do not know how to conduct a seance, and they do not know what energies that they are feeling.
Uh-huh.
And I gotta be honest with everybody too. I just did my first seance back in October of last year at the Ghost Myths and Legends event in Columbia, California. And Peter, he knows all about the seances. He's been training me on how to conduct them as well. Peter is like one of the best to really answer any of the seance type questions.
Well, that's good that you have somebody that'll help you and show you the way. I mean, not a lot of people have that. You just have to figure it out on their own. So that's really good of Peter to help you out with that.
Yeah, I've known him for over, like 2004. And I also knew the other Peter James as well. But Peter James teach me a little bit about ghosts, spirits. That was pretty much it, like how to go about an investigation. And Peter Serrano, he was the one that pretty much opened up and helped my psychic ability to grow and get stronger. And she's been just awesome, helping me out and mentoring me and being my personal mentor, if you will.
Well, that's good.
We've worked together. We do a lot of things together, go places, put events together. There's so many things that we're working on. Lost Souls, the documentary that we're working on, it deals with negative haunting and all that. Me and him, we were just on a movie that was going to be coming out in October. We're in the special features of the DVD that's coming out, Paranormal Asylum. So people can check that out, and you can get a lot of great information from Peter's features and as well as myself.
Well, that's awesome.
Paranormal Asylum.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay.
I mean, Susan, what made you decide to have Mike and Peter come on? I mean, obviously they're great. What made you decide that? How did you come across them?
With Mike, he is just the warmest. He's young, and he just impressed me so much. I can't even explain to that. I just got this incredible feeling about him, and he's never let me down. He has worked nonstop, and he promotes and he works and he talks to other psychics. He's kind of my lead psychic, for a lack of a better word, because he kind of ferrets out and says, okay, this person is safe to talk to, or and if someone contacts me, I always go to Mike and say, what do you know about this person? And so he will kind of look at everything. So he just kind of, he's part of the family. He just jumped on board and took off, and he's just been remarkable. And he's just such a nice person, and you don't really find that many young guys who just do things. I mean, let me tell you, this boy was raised right, okay? So, I'm from the South, so I'm going to use terms that we use. And he's just a pleasure to know. He's a pleasure to be around, and just a sweetheart. So it was a no-brainer for me. I knew instantly.
Well, that's awesome. I'm really excited about that, and I hope that it brings
your gut.
Yeah, for sure. Follow your gut. But Mike, thanks so much for calling in. I know you're on vacation having some birthday party time, so again, happy birthday, and thank you so much. We'll let you get back to your Las Vegas trip.
Have a great time. Be careful.
Thanks for having me on for the few minutes and stuff. And if Peter calls in, I'm sure I tried to get him connected with me, but he wasn't answering. So, and then I had some signal problems here.
All right. Well, we'll just plug Peter and say thanks, Peter, for everything you're doing for the school, for the fundraiser, for the expo, and then and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
See you.
Well, that's gonna be fun. I've always been really leery about seances. So, I mean, he put it into a different perspective for me that I can appreciate. You do when we go out and, do our stuff, being paranormal investigators, we do say, is there anybody here that wants to communicate? Usually, we like to say, is there anybody in this room or anybody in this building? So that way we don't bring in something oogity-boogity from God knows where, but it makes sense. I can relate to that. It still scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I guess if you don't know what you're doing,
I wouldn't ever attempt it myself.
Right? You wouldn't want to do anything.
No,
I do some haphazard
things,
but that would not be one.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable with Mike, and Peter is awesome. He's just wow. When you talk to Peter, he's continuously telling you something and about you, and it's sometimes it's kind of overwhelming. You're like, wow, how did he know that, or these kind of things. So
it's always a surprise to me
really
when somebody
trust
does
these
that.
Guys.
Always, it surprises me every time. I'm like, what?
I like it. I'm like, tell me more.
Tell me more about myself.
That's right. Tell me more.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. We actually have our next guest on here. We have Guy with us. Hi, Guy.
G'day, Susan. How you doing?
Hi, Guy. How are you?
Hello. Thanks so much for coming on, Guy. We really appreciate it.
No worries. Always glad to be on the air with you, Susan.
Susan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Guy. Happy birthday.
Yeah, she said we're trying to work with the volume here, but she's here.
Yes, and we have to say happy birthday to you too, Guy.
It's Guy's birthday?
It's Guy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Guy. Awesome.
Guy.
You got the rounds of happy birthdays.
Yeah, all the happy birthdays are rolling in.
We're not going to ask how old you are.
We're not.
She's blushing.
Kelly,
can you hear that? I mean,
we have Kelly and Susan here with us, Guy. And Kelly, she says, we're not going to ask how old you are.
I'm okay.
A guy who tells his age will tell anything.
Well, we really appreciate you calling in, Guy. We hear you've been doing some wonderful things for this Beyond Expo event and this fundraiser.
Right.
So, we just want to say thank you for that, because really, everybody that I've talked to, and I myself included, think this is just an amazing thing. So thank you so much for helping out and being part of the team.
No, I'm glad to be on board. It's a cause that I believe in, and as I said, I'm happy to be available and being available in this situation.
Oh, it's
right. So how did you come about getting involved in this?
I've known Susan for quite a while, and I've worked with quite a few disabled people. One of my close friends, Stevie Z, actually competed in a bodybuilding show, and they did a documentary on it. And I worked with him for that show, and actually presented him an award for most inspirational. And he actually competed and beat several people that weren't, afflicted with a certain disability. So it was a huge moment for him, and just being able to give back. I've had a hard life in some ways, but as athletic ability and health and such, I've been very, very lucky. And as I mentioned to Susan in a lot of interviews, when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, there was a possibility that she'd have Down syndrome, and I basically did that talk to God where he said, listen, if you spare my daughter of this, I'll do what I can to help this situation. And then Susan came along, so it was an opportunity to give back, and I'm at a place in my life where, I can do that, and I'm honoured to be able to give back to people that are not less fortunate, but people that have challenges ahead of them.
Right.
Well, and you followed through with a promise there.
Mm.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, you make a
No,
promise.
and he-
You know, I'll break a few promises, but if you make a promise and big enough upstairs, you better stick to that one.
Right.
Oh, yes.
I agree. I agree.
Grundy's not
Well, Guy-
not scared of many people, but the big man upstairs can put a little fear into me.
Good.
And that's
There's
exactly
not much
how it
that
should
puts
be.
fear. Yeah, guy's not afraid of much, so it's pretty good. And you know, he's working so diligently to help us with, you know, nutrition and with fitness and everything, and how we're going to, you know, go about doing the training centers for Special Olympics, and not just for the Special Olympics. We're going to be doing a lot of physical fitness to keep these guys in shape, and Guy's a big part of that. But Guy, would you like to tell us about the name of your new movie?
Ooh,
New movie, Guy. What is it?
Thank you. It's called Any Which Way They Come.
Ah.
Any Which Way They Come.
And what's that about?
Is there a chimpanzee guy?
It's a cross between the Clint Eastwood movies, Any Which Way You Can and Any Which Way But Loose, and probably The Fast and the Furious. It's an action-based fighting movie with a lot of pretty women and a lot of action and a lot of fast cars. So we're going with the genre of the type of action movies that are working at the moment with I'm working with the US Army, Sigma 6 Tactical and Impact Jiu-Jitsu. So it's a lot of realism and fighting with a lot of cool car stuff in there. And I read the script just recently, and I'm really excited to get involved with this because it's, you know, I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood. I lived on the street. I've been an underground fighter, so I get to, you know, the things that I did off screen, I get to do on screen. So I bring a certain realism, like with the Lucky Sean Piccinino. I wasn't in force, so it wasn't something I had to act and do. So it's just a next step in the evolution of Grundy, where the things that I did in real life, I'm now getting to do on the big screen. And two things: one, it looks still, and the second thing is I can't go to jail for it. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I can't go to jail for it.
So for those of us that don't care about the women and the men, what about the monkey? Is the chimpanzee in it, Guy?
Mate, I'm glad you asked that. The monkey is not in it. It's been replaced by another character. My daughter Jessie actually is. The concept was when we came up with it. You know, there was the fighter, the sidekick, and you know, I asked my friends, I asked everyone, but no one just seemed to have a monkey. So I said, you know, if we can't get a monkey, let's use my daughter. And
I can
she's
play
adorable,
a monkey.
everybody.
I can do monkey.
Kim's
beautiful.
willing to sacrifice
She's
himself
beautiful.
for being viewed as a monkey. He's willing to be the monkey.
I'm one tail shy.
if we find a spot for a monkey, I'm going to give you a call.
Yes, please do. I would like to see that.
I know, huh? Speaking of monkeys,
actually,
you know, just kidding. Go ahead, Susan.
No, actually, I'm and because I know Guy, I'm reading the script right now, and I'm kind of like, okay, I can see this. So it's going to be a fabulous. It really is. I'm so excited for him, and Guy has just. I think he has made so much of his life, and his daughter is just beautiful. This is the greatest dad.
Aww.
I'm serious. He even goes to the school, to all of the parent-teacher conferences and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I applaud him. I hated those things.
So, you know, my husband goes, so I go with him, but he drags me.
Yeah, and Guy just goes. And Guy has some very humorous things that happen, don't you, Guy, at the parent-teacher things?
Oh, mate, well, the last time we went, I'll admit this one on there, we had a parent-teacher in the morning, so I was a little tired. I'd been training hard the night before, and we're sitting there at the parent-teacher meeting, and long story short, I passed wind right in front of the teacher. So of course, you know, I pretend like it didn't happen. I look around like, what was that? There's a goat or a pig in here or something? Now we all act quiet. No one says anything. The teacher looks at me, and then we walk out of there, and my daughter says, "Daddy, only you would fart on someone's teacher."
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Grundy. That's
Hey, Guy,
Bring
if
someone
there's-
up regularly.
There's any consolation, when you say that with an Australian accent, it sounds okay.
Yeah, it sounds totally okay.
My Australian accent has got me out of trouble and got me some girls that I would never have got. So,
Oh, I
I say to all my mates, they go, well, we want to go back to Australia. We say, as soon as we go back to Australia, I'm going to leave you at the airport. I don't know how nice your accent is. Back home, I'm just regular. I'm staying in America.
That's right. Us Americans love accents. I'm an accent fanatic, personally.
I love accents.
You're really sweetheart.
Say it again, Guy.
I don't care what you say. Just talk.
Guy is awesome. Oh, let me tell you, I told everybody that I was going to announce the name of the school, the college. The name of the college is going to be the Pace Waters College.
The Pace Waters College.
Yes.
Why is it that? Tell us the story.
My grandmother is where we get our gifts from, and her maiden name was Pace. Oh. And then my mom, who is the most incredible person in the world, her maiden name is Waters. Oh. So for two beautiful women who love life and who taught us so well, the name of the school is Pace Waters College.
Pace Waters College.
Perfect.
That is.
That is that's a good name, Pace Waters. It
it's
flows,
like,
tongue.
Seriously.
It's really easy.
Well, and then it sounds just serene and calm.
You got the word right on
just
my mouth.
Brilliant. I love it. Love it.
Oh, thank you guys. We just wanted to, when people, particularly your own family, are so special,
right,
and just made your life so much better. It's good to acknowledge them and to give them credit, and so that's why. So that's the name of the school. And Grandma, it's been a long time, but I love you still so much. And she visits me, guys. So that's okay.
Yes, she does.
So she's passed then, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, she's been gone quite a while.
She's proud of you, Susan.
Oh, I know. I she's my heart. My grandma and I did everything together. It was she had cancer of the palate, and had the surgery, and for about the last 10 years of her life, she had no solid food, and just the most amazing woman. All through the cancer and all she went through and the surgeries and everything, every holiday my grandmother was cooking 2 turkeys and 3 hams.
Oh, wow.
I mean, our big family, everybody came. Even though we brought dishes, Grandma did everything. She would have, cakes and pies and all sorts of stuff. Most incredible, loving woman in the world. So,
God, I love
grandmas.
grandmas.
To name a college after her. I mean, that's a real high honor.
Well, then such a special college.
Right.
I mean, it was that. Seriously, I cannot think of anything that we need more than that right now.
Right.
Yeah. So guys, and Guy, I'm still reading the script, just so you know.
Now tell me, are there cars classic cars being crushed in this show? Because that hurts my feelings.
Are you crushing classic cars, Guy?
I have 10 on my property. Don't do it.
I'll crash anything. It just depends on the
No! You're killing me.
So you're taking a list of things you want crushed.
Okay, well, you can do El Caminos, because I don't like El Caminos. They're not anywhere in the classic form. Anything in the 70s is okay. 60s is not.
That the main car that's being made by Dustin Wilkins, my business partner. He has, I believe it's a 69 or a 71 Camaro.
Oh! You crushed a 69 Camaro, and I'm just going to cry.
We have people screaming in horror over here.
I own a hot rod restoration shop, and do you know how much hard work goes into those cars? 69 Camaro is off the table. Let's just...
Well, it's a beautiful car, and I go out there and look at it, and
yeah, it's beautiful.
They're beautiful. Family and man, you're going to get, and he's like telling me all the different things about it. All I know is that you put the key in and turn the ignition on. That's the extent of my car knowledge. So I just stand there nodding at him. And to this day, I don't think he knows that I know nothing about cars. So I guess when we start the shooting of the movie, he's going to find out.
Surprise! You cannot crush a 69 Camaro. You cannot jump it and ruin it. You just can't do it. And
Don't stifle his artistic creativity.
Not a blockbuster.
We're gonna have
that's a Babe magnet car.
It's a Babe magnet.
Oh my gosh,
so you put
69
your
Camaro is the best.
Super
Sport.
78 Trans Am.
What?
Oh yes, Trans Am. I had a Trans Am.
A 455 78 Trans Am, which were rare.
Ooh, rare.
It was 70s.
I know nothing about cars. I'm with you, Guy.
Well, don't let me do anything
Yeah.
to cars except drive.
So, like, blow them up, I don't care. It's
Sent me a
awesome.
Ferrari of his once to a photo shoot, and I swear to God, I drove it out to the gas station, and I didn't know how to open the thing to put the gas in there, and no one else.
Like, will somebody help me gas up this Ferrari? Help me, please.
Exactly. Sounds like me. Like, how do you turn on the windshield wipers? Where do you turn on the light?
Pop the trunk, honey.
I know.
Right, I have a 66 Mustang, and I'm trying to, it's a standard, best standard I've ever driven. But I'm like, first of all, I have to slide all the way down to get to the clutch. I'm like, where's the knobs and buttons? And, where's my computer GPS?
It's a 66,
it's a
honey.
66, and it doesn't have that, and it's, it's a beauty, but they're temperamental, those little cars.
Well, I don't know anything about cars. As long as they shine and drive well, I'm happy.
Oh, I love the beautiful ones,
Yes.
But I don't know anything about it. I can't lift. Is it called lifting a hood or whatever you do to that thing?
I don't know. You can pop it too. Pop it.
There you go.
I have no idea. I wouldn't know how to put the hood up to even look at it.
I couldn't do that in my Mustang either. Oh my God.
I can do it. It
don't.
takes me a minute to find the button or the latch, but I can do it. And I know little bits here and there, but the biggest thing that I'm good at is I know a good one when I see it, and that's all that matters.
That's so true.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, so I just ask in your movie, the guy, that you don't crush any pretty ones.
Well, I'm just saying, don't stifle the man's creativity and his artistic genius.
Well, it depends on the budget. At the lowest end of the budget, we're actually going to use matchbox cars to crash into each other. So we've got everything. We've got all the bases covered.
Thank you.
Everybody
Thank
just breathe
you.
the sigh of
I
relief.
have an El Camino I could probably donate. I hate those things.
Thank you.
I don't even know who invented
You
those.
almost ruined my childhood.
It's the ugly El Camino. Makes vomit comes up when I talk about it. So we'll just leave it at that.
El Camino. I'm trying to picture that.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
It's the car truck. It's not as cool as a Subaru Brat. And it's the ugly. It's square headlight bezels with the round headlight. It's wrong.
It's very awkward looking.
Awkward. It's wrong.
The memories.
It's bad.
That's what we hold on to, is the memories.
Well, I don't know if has good memories about an El Camino, but more power to you.
She's saying it might have been a nightmare, guys.
We'll talk about more cars later, because we have.
I know we have
a bigger goal here.
Yeah, bigger goal than cars and crushing them or not.
Just don't do the cross.
Well, I can tell you guys the fight scenes in this. Guy also has a movie fight school that he teaches others how to if someone. How is it, Guy? If somebody's going to hit you, how you pretend and duck and do all this stuff.
Like the stunt fight.
I learned that in drama. Yeah.
Yes.
I love stunt
How does that
fighting.
work, Guy?
How does that work, Guy? Where you teach somebody how to stunt fight or act fight? How do you do that?
With the way that I do it, I know a lot of. I'm into fighting, so I know a lot of different styles, and I train a lot of people. I actually will utilize real fighting techniques to teach people, and it's just like anything else. I will show them certain moves, and I'll look at the individual and I'll say, everyone's got their strengths and their weaknesses, and I'll find out what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then I'll adapt it according to that. So it's really an individual thing as to how tall they are. There are basic movements, basic combinations, but at the same time, it's the same as telling a joke or delivering a speech. You've got the essence of what you want to get across, but you've also got your own style in delivery. So I like to teach people the combinations and the moves, but then I'll also add your own flair to it, individualize it, make it special. So I've had a lot of success where I'll teach people that, and then we'll do some fight scenes. And it's basically just getting their confidence up and being aware of distance so they're not hurting each other. And just ensuring that they're doing the little things correctly, their feet placements are
good, because once the foundation is supported, then you can build upon that. So it's a gradual thing, and some learn quicker than others. I actually find that women learn a lot quicker than men because they're more rhythmic, and men will generally try harder and put more effort in, which is not what you want. It's less is more. So I actually work with a lot of women, and that's probably my preference because I get so much satisfaction out of their results so quickly.
Do you teach like self-defense as well?
Yeah, I do a lot of that. That was the main thing I've done. I've worked with the U.S. military, and Dustin Wilkins, who's my partner in Syndicate Filmworks. He actually has combat jiu-jitsu, which is a form of military fighting. So I'm a member of the Wolf Pack and also a member of Sigma 6 Tactical, which does all weapons, insertions, strategy and tactics. I'm very much into the MMA side of things, but not just the brutality and the violence, but like as a strategy and a warfare. And I do work with quite a few, actually some gay women that I guess are more butch, if you want to say, who feel more comfortable within themselves when they learn that. And I actually get a great deal of satisfaction working with them because I see them evolve and grow. And as a trainer, when you see someone improve and grow and become more confident, it's a special kind of thing. And knowing you had something in the improvement and evolution of someone's life, it's a rewarding thing.
Oh, that's very well put. You're so articulate, I just have to say.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That is so awesome, Guy. My daughter, Samantha, she's trained in judo and jiu-jitsu, and she can choke someone out in a few seconds. You guys are going to get along so well.
That's
Guy.
awesome.
Hey guys,
I guarantee you, with those credentials, I'll be nothing but a gentleman if I do get the opportunity to meet her.
You'll be a gentleman.
You don't want to be in danger.
Defend yourself. I mean, trust me, defend yourself. Take my advice.
Guy, tell them when The Lackey is going to come out. Guy and Sean Piccinino and Vernon all were in a movie called The Lackey, and it is now going out for distribution, and I think it's in August or September, Guy.
September 17th, I believe the date is that it's going to be released officially.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
And that was how I actually became, I met... Susan and I knew of each other, but we came close during the, I think we're doing some red carpet events there for the movie, and we came in contact, and it was a great thing. It's good when you do work, and then you work with people that you love, like Sean Piccinino. He's the one who gave me my start in my acting career. That, a lot of people didn't want to give me a chance because of my violent past. He did that. Then I met Susan through that. I met Vernon through that. So, I always look at the cycle of life and what started it, and Sean believing in myself. There was times when I was arrested by SWAT. I was looking at 15 years to life in jail. My bail was set at over $1 million. But Sean Piccinino went into bat for me, and I never forget loyalty. So some good, strong friendships have been forged, and I look forward to building on that and working with all these guys. And once I'm a selective in who I do things with. I value my time. I don't like to waste my time. And when Susan came to me with this opportunity with Beyond Expo, it empowered everything that I wanted to be involved in, the movie side of it, the physical fitness, but at the same time I realised how blessed and lucky I am. I couldn't read or write. I came from Australia. I was living on the street at 16, but I've made it to America. I'm living my dream, and if I can help inspire anyone, because I've had people that inspire me, I'm an OG now, I'm an older person, and it's my time to give back and lead a little bit.
Right. Wow. Well, that's great. That's great. And you're backing a good cause for sure.
Well, I had no idea about your background. That's impressive. You were living the dream, Guy.
Yeah, like I said, 2 years ago, I was sitting in a jail cell looking at 15 years to life, and it was one of those things again when it's only 2 times in my life where I've done it. Once was with my daughter when I said, make my daughter healthy, and when I was in jail, I accepted I've been in jail before. I'm a fighter, and I accepted that lifestyle, but then I thought to myself, I said, oh my God, you've got a daughter, and then I just looked up and I said, God, you get me out of this, I swear to you, I'll be a good boy. And it hurt me financially, I won't lie. I was broke there for like 1.5 years because I couldn't earn money doing what I was doing because that was my life, and basically I guess I had to rebuild myself, and it was a little bit demoralizing where people know me as being doing well in certain facets, and here I am not having any money. Of course, I didn't let anyone know this, but it was an experience for me where I led a bad lifestyle, and it corrupted me. But you know, no matter who you are, as long as you bounce back from a failure, then you haven't really failed.
Right.
That is so true.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story.
It is an amazing story, and we really appreciate you coming on, Guy.
Yes, thank you.
And for helping out and backing Susan and Beyond Expo with their fundraiser. That's just, I can't say it enough. It's so important that we do this.
It's
an amazing thing. And, I'm honoured to be a part of it. I'm honoured to be on your show, and just being around positive people that have a good life and are willing to give back to make other people's lives. You know, that's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate the time that you spent talking to us.
Absolutely.
And, you know, listening to my guff about cars.
Yeah, we know you're busy, and we really, really appreciate you calling in.
So
Thank you, Guy.
You just have to give me a call and I'm there.
Aw. Oh, give me a call and I'm there. Okay.
All right, ladies.
You guys are too much.
All right, Guy. We'll talk to you later.
Do not make Guy's head any bigger.
All right.
Have a
We'll
good night,
see you
Guy.
later, Guy.
Thank you.
Bye, Guy.
Thank you. Bye.
Ah, that is such a great. I mean, seriously, that story, like.
Well, yeah, Jill. So realize, have that epiphany. Oh, I have a child. You know, make her
Well, do you have any idea what it takes to turn your life around from one extreme to the next? I mean, that is a lot of work.
And being known for a fighter, for being trouble,
Right.
and trying to turn your life around from that, from having. Yeah,
and then he's
a
going
soccer.
into helping out a fundraiser for a special needs college, which is called what, Susan?
It's called Peace Waters College.
That's right. Can't say it enough. I love it, love it, love it. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun. So much fun. I'm just, I'm in love with this Tonight Show.
I've had a lot of fun.
Me
I'm
too.
getting messages that are like, "Oh, I love this, and this is a great show, best show you guys have done yet." And we're over. Our ish rule is in effect tonight.
It is. We're overtime and
right.
The what rule?
Ish.
The ish rule, because time, like 5 minute ish.
Minutes, which
5
means
minutes-ish.
3 or 20.
I wanted to be Jewish in another life, so I understand.
Yeah, it's our ish rule.
We really try to stay on schedule, but we get talking. Well, we talked about this over the break. We just go and we go.
Yeah.
Kim's over there going 5 over, 10 over.
And then he rolls his eyes. Is like, "Come on, girls." Poor guy.
Thank you, Kim, for all your work that you do and for helping tonight.
Yeah,
and I know that you do this all the time. So I know the girls love you too. So, but thank you guys for having us on. And I hope we do this again. And I hope to see you guys at Beyond Expo.
Oh, that would be so great. But before we let you go, give us that website once more where you can go and you can either donate or find out more information about the event in October.
Being a vendor.
Right. All that information. What's your website again?
It's www.beyondexpolasvegas.com.
All right.
Good to
That's
know.
great. I love the show. Thank you to all our guests. We've got Kelly, we've got Susan, we've got Bill, we've got Mike, we've got Don, we've got Guy.
And an honorary guest.
An honorary guest.
That wasn't able to come on. But yeah.
Right. So it's
Boy,
awesome.
tell
I
you
know.
what, girl, that's exhausting. Whew.
I know. So again, you guys, thank you so much. And we're
Thank
definitely
you.
going to keep in touch and keep watching and
Thank
see
you
where this
so
goes.
much.
Right.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks,
And
you
have
guys.
a good night.
Yes, absolutely. Have a good night.
Good night.
Wow.
Oh, man. That was just mind-blowing. That was a lot of information, a lot of different people, a lot of stuff going on.
I know. It's going to be an amazing event.
I'm not looking
If you
forward
got
to
anybody
it.
who
I'd
can
like
go
to
out there, definitely do it. Make sure you go there October, what is it, the 17th, or is it the 16th through the 19th?
Through the 19th.
I think it's
Set up
16th.
16th.
Yeah, set up 6th. That's what's kind of screwed me up on my days. I'm like, hey, wait, is it 16th or 17th? Set up 16th. The event's 17th through the 19th.
I'm glad I remembered to help you.
Yes, thank you very much.
It doesn't happen very often.
Thank you very much. So, Kathy, we have next week, next Tuesday, same place, same time. Who do we have? Do you remember?
We got a whole list of them.
I know, but I'm talking specifically next week. Paranormal.
Well, give me a second. 16th, Proof Paranormal.
Proof Paranormal out of Nevada.
Out of Henderson, Nevada. They travel all over the place, and they go here and there and here and there and here and there and investigate. And they love to share their locations, and they actually were the first ones to come out to Leslie Family Tree out here in Utah. They got it to be on the Dead Files or one of those. I can't remember. There's a lot of them, but they got it on the show. I believe it was the Dead Files. I think I might be right on that one.
Great group of people.
I love them. We've talked to them before, and they're just a whole bunch of laughs.
A lot of experience. Great personalities. A lot of fun. A lot of things to talk about, and that will be next week. Again, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, right here. Right here. Same time, same place, next week.
That's
right. And you guys, I guess we're going to say off.
Right.
But in the meantime, remember,
we are not alone.